size, $19.98, queen and king size, slightly higher. But only if you go to mypillow.com, click on the radio listener square, use my promo code USA, get a MyPillow for that special person in your life. You also get a free press and pack bag so you can take your MyPillow anywhere. Save big on anything on the MyPillow website, but only if you use my promo code USA. Support Mike Lindell and American Job. Get the best price ever on a MyPillow. And do your Christmas shopping at mypillow.com. Promo code USA or call 1-800-951-8175. Merry Christmas.
Dr. Fauci this week said babies and toddlers ages 6 months to 5 years could be eligible for COVID vaccines by next spring. Pfizer is currently testing the COVID vaccine on babies and toddlers. Pfizer expects to apply for approval from the FDA for the COVID-19 vaccine for children 6 months to 5 years old this month. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis signed a package of anti-COVID-19 vaccine mandate bills into law Thursday in Brandon, Florida, a thinly veiled jab at President Biden.
We were here to celebrate a great city in the state of Florida, Freedom City, and it's important that when you have the federal government overreaching like Joe Biden's doing, that we sign legislation to protect Floridians, and doing it here in Brandon, I think it's especially meaningful because I think people here really appreciate it.
In a rebuke to the White House, the legislative package prevents some workers from being required to get vaccinated. This is USA Radio News.
Lights out. Everybody.
Matt Dillon, United States Marshal. The first man they look for and the last they want to meet.
Pleasant dreams.
The greatest radio shows of all time.
Good morning, everybody.
Classic Radio Theater. On these radio stations or on demand by searching USA Classic Radio Theater. USA Classic Radio Theater.
Where is Jimmy Hoffa? Could this answer the question?
For decades, many have speculated on what became of the remains of union boss Jimmy Hoffa. His ties to organized crime had many saying that he was probably put in concrete and buried and built into part of what's now Giant Stadium in the Meadowlands of northern New Jersey. But now they say Hoffa's remains may be in a Jersey City landfill. At least FBI agent Devin Kowalski says they are following up on such a tip.
Last month, the FBI obtained a search warrant to conduct a site survey underneath the Pulaski Skyway in New Jersey.
That's a highway in northern New Jersey. The New York Post is reporting that the FBI was acting on a deathbed tip from a man who said he knew that Hoffa's remains.
They think they might have found
It's just the latest decades-long search
maybe,
for
I don't know.
answers after the disappearance of the notorious former union boss in 1975. And from the New England Bureau of USA Radio News, I'm Chris Barnes.
U.S. Representative Eddie Bernice Johnson, Democrat of Texas, chair of the House Committee on Science, Space, and Technology, announced Saturday that she will retire in January 2023. I have gone back and forth the whole time because of the pleading and the asking, but as of January, the year after next, I will step down, Johnson said during an event in Dallas. Johnson, 85, was first elected to Congress in 1992 and is one of the most senior Congress members. For USA Radio News, I'm Brad Bernard.
The opinions expressed on this program are those of the host and do not express the views of WVBF ownership or Hometown Talk Radio. Content aired on all programs are those of the host and their guests.
Good, Mike. Mike.
Hey, Joey, what's happening? I mean, what's happening in Middleboro and surrounding towns? It's time for the Middleboro Week in Review with your host, Joey Driscoll. Stay tuned for news. Middleboro News, here on AM 1530 WVBF. Hey, Joey, what's happening?
That's fine. And good morning. Welcome to Middleboro in Review. It is the 21st of November. It is 11/21/21. An interesting date here today. It's Sunday morning, of course. If you are hearing my voice and Dawn's voice, that means it is Sunday morning. And we're going to say good morning, or good almost morning, because the sun hasn't come up yet. But, It's coming. We're going to say good almost morning to Don.
Well, technically it's morning at 12:01.
Yeah, well, technically it is morning, but the sun hasn't come up.
Good morning. Good morning, Joey.
Good morning.
I missed my seat last week. I was away, and I'm glad I got a chance to call in anyway. So.
Oh, well, we'll be talking a little bit about your journeys a little bit later on, but
Well, not too much.
not too much,
The
but
last thing people want to hear is someone else's vacation.
I do want to know a little bit, though.
I do have a Brightline update, though.
That's good.
Okay.
That's good. Well, we will be talking about that later on in the show. We will also have some music recommendations for you because every once in a while we like to do that. We like to give out music recommendations for people to go and listen to. This week, we're going to focus a little bit on 80s rock and roll. Two particularly fantastic songs by bands that maybe not a lot of people know, but are staples in 80s rock.
They were really popular in the 80s. One, I think, was one of the songs you could be referring to is a one-hit wonder. And the other song was pretty well received on MTV with the videos that went with it.
Both videos, pretty cool videos,
Well,
pretty cool intros to both songs as well.
One of the intros is kind of cheesy, in my opinion. But
Cheesy, but still
but
good.
that's what, back in 1982, 83, with MTV, that was the hurrah as far as the videos. And I think, I think that was part of the song, too, because you didn't play the video part, fortunately, this morning. So, yeah, I guess that was it.
Okay. All right. Well, we will get to that.
Back in the early 80s, all those new Moog synthesizers were coming in, and they were the state of the art.
Yeah.
And everyone had to have one. Every band that had some money ran out and got one. So that's why early 80s, late 70s, early 80s, that's the introduction of the synthesizer and any band that was anything. Because it kind of went from the Hammond organ, most bands went to the synthesizer.
Yes.
In the mid 70s,
Several bands did it.
A lot of them.
Several bands did it. Yeah. Well, we'll talk a little bit about that today. We'll talk a little bit about the high school athletics Hall of Fame yesterday. Took place last night. I was there. I was filming the event for Middleboro Cable. I was filming that event for them. And a great night of stories and a great group of people who are in the Hall of Fame now. And we'll talk a little bit about that later on.
I saw Mr. Perry there.
Yes, a lot of people that I knew were there.
Yeah,
Mr. Perry was there.
I've seen him.
There's quite a few people who were there that I knew. So we'll talk a little bit about that later on in the show. We're also going to be talking about Thanksgiving. In particular, Thanksgiving football. There will be some Thanksgiving football, high school-wise, coming up. And also in the NFL. Always things going on in the NFL for Thanksgiving. Cowboys will definitely probably be one of the teams that will have a Thanksgiving football game. And we'll talk a little bit about that during our sports segment. And we'll also be talking about MLS. MLS playoffs started yesterday. We're going to talk a little bit about the matches that were taking place yesterday, as 2 of the 4 games, I believe it was, took place. So we'll talk a little bit about that. All right. Let's do the weather. Weather right now, 35 degrees in Taunton. 57 for the high today. Nice and sunny. I did hear, though, that there might be a chance of rain tonight. Don't know how much of a chance of rain, but Monday is supposed to have some rain in the forecast. But we're going to be in the mid-50s today and tomorrow, and then we will see a cool down a little bit for the next 2 days after that. Mid to low 40s on Tuesday and Wednesday. But no rain in the forecast, which is a good thing. After tomorrow, after Monday. In Middleboro, 36 degrees, 57 for the high today. In Driscoll, North Dakota, it is a cold, windy morning. 21 degrees currently. 16 for the low tonight.
16 what?
16 degrees for the low tonight in Driscoll, North Dakota.
Wow.
A low of 9 on Wednesday and a high of 27. So the cold is coming in North Dakota. If you live in that area.
In Driscoll, North Dakota.
If you live in Driscoll, North Dakota, the cold is coming, folks.
You should reach out to somebody in Driscoll, North Dakota.
I should, and I probably will.
I did look it up. I think the last general store closed about 4 years ago.
Really?
So I think it's mostly a bedroom community now, just pretty much. I'm not too sure, but
I guess an hour away from Billings. It's an hour away from Billings, I think. I look at a map again. It's an hour away from a city, not a big city, but in that area.
So if you're going to Driscoll, North Dakota, this information is useful.
It is. Yes, it is. It is. The weather report in Driscoll, North Dakota is useful if you're going down there.
Especially if you're listening to time.
Yeah.
Well, maybe one person, but that's all right. We're covering all the bases here.
Yes. Driscoll, Texas, which is a little bit more close to some big cities.
Near Galveston.
Yes, it's near Galveston.
I think it's a suburb of Galveston.
Yep. Yep, and there's some pretty big things down there in Driscoll, Texas. 63 degrees currently, foggy, 86 for the high today, and some rain in the forecast. So some pretty nice days still in Driscoll, Texas. Usually, weather is really nice most of the year in Driscoll, Texas, and in Texas in general. I mean, some areas of Texas may get snow, up top of the state, but
No, yeah.
Up top,
Oklahoma.
up top, yeah, near Oklahoma,
Yeah,
up top. I'm
Panhandle.
talking like right up top
Yeah.
of the state. I'm not talking Dallas or some of these other cities. I don't really know if they ever get snow at all ever. I'm talking about more high up in the state. Same thing with Florida. Florida does get snow.
Last January they got some bad weather.
Yep. Florida up top in the state. Get some snow.
It's a little
sometimes as well.
It's really they call it the frost line in Florida. It's roughly around Ocala South.
Yes. Yeah.
A little further, Ocala South. I think it's technically Hudson, Spring Hill area right there if you're talking West Coast. But north of like Tampa, it's really like the closest to New England you'll ever see in Florida. Ocala, Spring, north of Spring Hill, Crystal River, Wildwood, Inverness, Denellen, all those towns up there is hilly. So it's closest to New England you ever see for Florida, and there's a lot of horse country, a lot of farms.
Mm-hmm.
It's different. It's not the palm trees. I mean, you see occasional palm trees in that area.
No, yeah.
But it's
yes.
not like being on the beach or even being down near Tampa or even south.
Yeah.
It's flat. It's hilly there, and the weather is last Monday. Not when I came last, it was 49 degrees in Silver Springs, which is outside Ocala. That's where we went to stay the night. And it was 49 degrees when we woke up.
49, wow.
49 last, a week ago Monday, last Monday.
Yeah.
So, it gets chilly up there.
It does, yeah.
But I mean, more up in the hills.
Mm.
And it's beautiful, beautiful country. If you ever go to Florida or you want to drive through some beautiful areas, I suggest going down Route 301. And then you can go down 95 and cut across Route 40 or Route 44, takes you across the Ocala National Forest, and then there's some state forests, and there's all sorts of beautiful scenic rides. in that section of Florida. And you really don't have the traffic, because there's a lot of traffic in Florida. There's this crazy near the cities. The traffic's insane, but up there it's nice.
All right. That is the weather for today, and some facts about Florida as well. Some weather facts about Florida there.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah, it is beautiful. It's a beautiful state. Yes.
We've driven through that part. You know that part.
Yes, it's a beautiful state.
We've driven through there.
It's a beautiful state. The South. There's some beautiful
I love
scenery
in
in the South.
Absolutely beautiful.
Okay, so we have two events that I want to mention here quickly before I take a break. December 1st, both of these events are in Halifax. December 1st, Wednesday, December 1st, noontime. The Halifax Cultural Council is happy to announce that Tommy Rull will perform a musical Journey Through the Years show on Wednesday, December the 1st, with lunch at noon and entertainment at 1 o'clock at the Parish Hall of the Holy Apostle Church, Our Lady of the Lake. Please reserve your ticket, and there will be a cost for food by calling the Halifax Council on Aging 781-293-7313. That sounds like a really fun event to go to. Our Lady of the Lake Church, which I'm not 100% sure where that is.
That's on Route 58. It's over near Montponset Lake, so hence the name Lady of the Lake.
Yes.
So that's a really beautiful area. Montponset Lake is it's one of the bigger lakes, I think, in our area. I know Middleboro. Lakefield has the biggest lakes, obviously.
Yeah,
but Montponset's right there too.
There's some great views in surrounding towns. Lakeville, Halifax has some really good views going towards Hanson and some of the other towns down there.
You can get
beautiful
lost
views.
down there, big time.
And you can. It's very easy to get lost down there.
I tell you, the scenic roads in our area.
Yep.
In Taunton, parts of Taunton, it's absolutely beautiful.
It is. Yes.
The city limits itself is a beautiful, beautiful spots. Scenic drives, down to Dighton, or if you want to go west towards East Providence, 44 is a nice ride for a main road.
Yeah,
it's nice.
Yeah. On Saturday, December the 4th, the Halifax Firefighters Association and Girl Scouts will team up with Santa and Mrs. Claus for its 23rd year to collect new unwrapped toys and non-perishable food. Gift certificates are encouraged. All items collected and are distributed through the 2 local churches and kept in town, helping families in need. The drop-off center is at the town barn, which is 60 Hemlock Lane behind Town Hall. On the day of the event, please do not bring items to the Halifax Fire Station. We will also be parading through the neighborhoods on this day, collecting toys and food along the way. Items may be left curbside. If you are unavailable on Saturday or have any questions, please call 781-588-4886. Please do not bring items to the Halifax Fire Station. If your street is not listed, look for the street closest to yours for the time the truck will be in the area. Due to some of the roads, we are unable to make it down all the streets in town. The town website will have the schedule. So some Christmas related event going on as well in Halifax, and the Halifax Firefighters Association and Girl Scouts, which Girl Scouts have always done a lot of great things for a lot of great communities and a lot of great different things. Girl Scouts, very important to many communities. All right, it is 7:22 a.m. we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're going to talk about our music recommendations. We're also going to mention the reopening of Williams Trading Post. They reopen next week, the end of next week on Friday. They reopen. We're going to mention a little bit about that. The Christmas season is here officially this week. Several of the days this week are going to be very important for Christmas Day related shopping and things like that. On Friday, Williams Trading Post reopens. So we'll talk a little bit about that. And we are going to talk about much more when we come back here on Middleboro Review. It is 7:23 a.m. You're listening to Middleboro Review, 99.7 FM, 1530 a.m. WVBF. We'll be right back, everybody.
Love how the end of that. WVBF.
Yep.
You ever see that movie, that show, WKRP in Cincinnati? Johnny Fever? Remember Johnny Fever?
I think I've heard of it.
Oh.
Yes, I think I've heard of it. I haven't seen it, but I think I've heard of it.
Yeah. Get you a nice iced coffee over here.
Yeah, I gotta drink some of that.
Get your
now.
name all over. It says Joey. Joey.
Doesn't say my name on it. Only Starbucks does that.
Huh?
Only Starbucks does that.
How do they do that?
They write the name on the cups, I think. At least I used to.
Our focus is to help veteran care facilities provide a warm meal, clothing, shelter, and guidance.
Delicious.
Or simply to say thank you.
Delicious.
And welcome home. We have members from nearly all 50 states and living abroad.
Okay, I gotta go to the Williams.
Is this what you just read? This top one?
What is it? Oh, that's, those are the two events in Halifax
Oh, okay.
that I just mentioned.
Organization donate to various veteran care facilities in veteran
You know what? I do a cross reference on how Middleboro restaurants are really hosting big events like.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about the Hall of Fame in a minute.
Yeah, and then.
Hi, this is Martha Clopin, your host for Medicare Moment with Martha. Each week, we present the latest information on health, legal, and lifestyle
What commercial did you play?
This is
No, the first one. What was the first one you played?
that is for combat veterans.
That was the very first one you played?
Yes.
So join me for Medicare Moment with Martha, Saturday mornings at 8 and Sunday mornings at 9 on AM 1530 and 99.7 FM WVBF, your hometown radio station.
Spark Street Auto Body, located at 48
Alright, so yep, they
Spark Street,
reopen
Massachusetts.
Friday, November 26th, which is Black Friday.
They are a direct
No, which is this
repair
Friday.
shop for all major
Yeah, this Friday is Black Friday.
508
Yes.
583 1495.
I thought you just said last Friday. It's not- it's not like you said
No.
that.
Black Friday.
Oh, Black Friday.
Black Friday.
8 to 4 on Fridays. Call them today. You will not be disappointed.
All the Friday talk, you know?
508
Yeah, I know,
He's only
right?
saying Friday. He said Fridays.
I know, right?
Hi, this is Jim Larkin. Hope you can join me every Sunday from noon.
Patrick Hussey is watching. Good morning, Pat.
Patrick.
We'll have some great Irish music, some folk, traditional, country, and contemporary, and sometimes some live singers in the studio.
What do you mean you don't
And
tip?
make you laugh some Irish comedy. That's Sundays from noon to 2, right here at WVBF.
Throw in a dollar.
1530 Taunton, Middleboro, and on the internet at hometowntalkradio.com.
WVBF and MWL sports coverage of high school football continues as we present Tom High's first ever Thanksgiving.
Oh, I should have played this last because
Isn't
I wanted to.
The Tigers
Never
will
mind.
cross down
Oh,
rival
I still talk about it. It's
I wanted to kind of just
on
go
the,
right off.
It's on the log, right? They do it this way?
Yeah, let's do it this way.
Follow the log.
Alright. Because I wanted to segue into some sports, but we'll do that in the third
I'll give you a
segment.
Segway scooter. How's that?
We're gonna do that in the third.
Scooter.
We're gonna do that in the third segment.
Okay, Slippers. There we go.
I love this
I
commercial.
love it. The best commercial you ever did.
Yeah,
He did it all
I
himself.
think I agree. Yeah, I think this is the best I've done. Yeah.
To learn more about Bridgewater Martial Arts, call their number at 508-697-4947 or visit their website, bridgewatermartialarts.com.
All right. It's gonna go back up, and we're back here on Middleboro in Review. It is 7:28 a.m. here on a beautiful Sunday morning, a cold but beautiful Sunday morning. Let's talk a little bit about Williams Trading Post. Now, Williams Trading Post opens November 26th, which is Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving. They will be opening. Black Friday is a Friday, of course, and they'll be opening at 9 a.m. So, what can you get at Williams Trading Post here on Black Friday? Well, they're going to be selling things like Christmas trees, winter berries, garlands, wreaths, and much more things for Christmas. Any kind of garden things that you may need, or in your house things that you may need for Christmas time. That is what they're going to be selling here in December. They'll also have the antique shop open, which will have a lot of great things for you to buy. A gift, an antique gift for a loved one for Christmas as well. So they're going to have a lot of things for you this upcoming Friday. So go down to Williams Trading Post, which is located at 556 Wareham Street in Middleboro, Massachusetts. It's on 28. So, Don.
Yes.
Our music recommendations for today. So,
you said you were gonna bug me this morning. You said I'm gonna put something on that's gonna drive you crazy, and you put the first song on, which I absolutely love. And when I was in my band 10 years ago, we were actually working on the song to do, and we were kind of muddling through it, and not sure what happened, but if we ever get back together again, we're gonna do this. But okay, go ahead with the songs, because I think they're excellent songs.
So the first one I would like to mention is a song that is their debut single, and it's a song called Fantasy, and it's by Canadian rock musician Aldo Nova, and it's his most popular work, and it was released in 1982. Is from his debut album, his self-titled debut album. Just an absolutely fantastic song. Fantasy. Absolutely just fantastic. It climbed to number 3 on the mainstream rock chart and 23 on the Billboard Hot 100. Several just amazing songs that he did. Aldo Nova. That's the first one. Aldo Nova, Fantasy. Amazing song. Definitely a recommendation if you're into 80s rock and roll music. Really good video too. He comes out of a helicopter, starts playing on stage. Absolutely fantastic video, and a fantastic intro as well. Don, some thoughts?
That was a big MTV video. It was the big hurrah for MTV. So that's when MTV was starting out. It was 82, 83. That was the beginning of MTV. So that was the heyday of MTV. And it's a pretty good intro, getting off the helicopter and they're walking their way through, and then just get on stage and play. I think that's just more of an approach, an approach that is I like a lot. Just if I look at videos, I'd like to watch the people on stage play. I really don't like. I mean, I kind of like how the videos are made too, but I really don't like all the fiction and all this, everything else that's put with it. But
Yeah.
I just like watching them play.
Yes.
Even though it's the original track,
There's some
kind of like lip syncing. I still like it.
80s had some really great bands who were doing a lot of good things in the 80s.
But
Queen was doing some great things in the 80s.
Sure, but I mean, nothing beats the 70s.
No.
I mean,
Whitesnake. Whitesnake was
they started
one of the leaders.
They started in the 70s, so they started in 77.
Whitesnake was one of the leaders of 80s hard rock and metal.
Yep.
One of the leaders. In 1987, that 1987 album definitely something that a lot of bands after were trying to reach.
Right.
That was a milestone for that genre of music, which after that didn't see many more years of success. Of course, in the 90s, grunge started coming in and and things like that. But that was the cornerstone of 80s metal and hard rock as the Whitesnake in 1987 self-titled.
Coverdale's fabulous.
Absolutely. He was fabulous in Deep Purple, and he's fabulous in Whitesnake.
Right.
All right, the second song we want to mention is a song by another Canadian rock band. So, Canadian rock bands today.
Ooh, Canadian thing there going.
Little Canadian things, yep. From their 1981 album, As Far as Siam. Guitarist Tom Cochrane wrote the song after becoming concerned about resurgence of anti-Semitism in the 1970s, and was also inspired after reading a book about Raoul Wallenberg, who rescued Jews from the Holocaust during World War II. This song reached number 11 on the rock radio airplay chart in Billboard in 1981, September of 1981. Rewarded a SOCAN Classic Award in 2009. And Authors of Music Publishers of Canada for reaching 100,000 airplay mark on Canadian domestic radio. Released in 1981 by the band Red Rider, Lunatic Fringe. A fantastic song.
I love that song.
Yes, absolutely fantastic song. In 1997, actually, he re-recorded Tom Cochrane, re-recorded the track for his album Songs of a Circling Spirit, which is definitely something you should also check out as well. I haven't actually listened to it, but if this song is, any indication, the re-record is probably fantastic as well.
It's funny about that song because when I was in my band 10 years ago, we muddled through that song a little bit. And we actually played it once on stage. It came out all right. But they have like a steel stand-up. I'm not sure the name of it. And anybody who's a guitarist would probably be screaming, it's this, you dummy. But they do a guitar solo, and it's so sweet. It's a stand-up guitar, like the country western players play. And it's weird seeing that in rock. Because if you watch the video, the guitarist, it's just a stand-up thing. And then the sound of those stand-ups, I think they're steel guitars they call them, but they're stand-up, It's almost like you don't put it around your shoulders. It's on it's standing up. It's almost like a keyboard in a way. And it's the sound from that song. It's just, oh my God, it's just so... And another thing, too, my learning to sing, when I started to learn to sing, it was on a backup situation. I helped do backups. So I always look at that aspect of how important backup singing is. And they have that, too. They have the backup with their band just coming in just so sweet as far as that song. So that song, to me, has a lot of special qualities.
Yeah.
As far as...
And Canadian rock, I mean, those are two staples right there. I mean, people when people think of Canadian rock,
They think Rush.
They think Rush. They think Triumph.
Right.
But Aldo Nova and Red Rider are fantastic.
The picks of the day.
Our picks are the picks of the day.
We listen to both of them on the way.
Absolutely fantastic.
My ears are still ringing from driving in.
And also, something as well we were listening to is Bill Ward. Bill Ward, drummer, amazing drummer, one of the best drummers of the 70s for sure. He had a song in the 70s called It's All Right, which got some attention. It did. It got some attention from Guns N' Roses, because Axl Rose recorded it, or he played it live. I think he played it live for a live album. I'm not 100% sure. I gotta look it up again. I don't think he recorded it in the studio. I think he did it live. And it's a good version, and it got a lot of attention for that song. It's All Right. He also did another song in the 70s as well, with the band he was in. And the name of the song is
Swinging the Chain.
Swinging the Chain,
Yeah.
which is a fantastic song. And he's also done some solo stuff as well in recent years, which is great.
Unbelievable singer.
He is.
Unbelievable singer. It's just unbelievable.
Yeah, and it's sad that he only got, two songs to do, but he definitely made a statement with those
he
two
made a mark
songs.
on that, sure.
Yeah. All right, so that is your music recommendations for today. We'll try to do this every other week or so, maybe every week if we find something that we really want to talk about song wise. No, we've talked about Rush and their amazing lyrics. Again, Rush, fantastic Canadian rock band, but there are definitely others in Canada that are really, really good. Bachman Turner Overdrive. That's another great Canadian rock band that everyone should be checking out as well.
I think Bachman Turner Overdrive comes from members of the Guess Who, I believe. Pretty sure that's... A lot of these bands that popped up in the late 70s and mid-70s were products of... bands in the late 60s, early 70s.
Yeah. All right, so we have about 5 minutes before we take a commercial break, but I want to talk a little bit about the Hall of Fame last night, the MHS, High School Athletics Hall of Fame that took place last night at Boston Tavern. And the 2021 class was inducted. It featured names like Bill Lawrence, and also featured the induction of the 2015 baseball team as well. And the 2015 baseball team, their story is absolutely fantastic. April vacation, they were 3-3. Early on in the season, April vacation, they were 3-3. And when they came back from April vacation, they won almost all of their games. I think they lost one more after that in the regular season. And in the playoffs, it was a hard-fought playoffs for the Middleboro Sachems baseball team of 2015. Very hard-fought playoffs. Every game was decided by one run. They had some amazing comebacks and some amazing moments in the playoffs. And they won the state title in 2015. Alongside their coach, Bill Lawrence, who was also inducted as well. And he will also be inducted to the state, I think they called it the State Baseball Coaches Hall of Fame as well. I'm not 100% sure the name. I had to look it up again. To look it up and get the name for it. But he'll also be inducted next year as well as part of that. Just an amazing coach and an amazing teacher at Middleboro High. Coach Bill Lawrence. So, and there was some other names as well that were inducted into the Hall of Fame that had a significant factor in football and baseball and other sports as well. So it was a fun night. Boston Tavern was a great place to have this event. And Don, you wanted to talk about restaurants and the hosting of these kinds of events and how it helps these restaurants.
Putting
Right?
Middleboro on the map.
And putting Middleboro on the map, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Boston Tavern, oh my God. That place was, what a place that place is. And that's just a great restaurant, in my opinion. And then the
Fireside Grill, yep.
Yeah, they have
the hosting of the catering for the Charles Regatta.
Yeah, so I mean, a lot of bigger areas, bigger organizations are looking towards the Middleborough area for their parties and their hosting and everything else that's they need. So a lot of eyes out here as far as what people want, and it's a really convenient location too because it's on the crossroads of two main highways almost, 24 and 495. I mean, I know 24 is off the road a piece, but it's only like 5 miles. So it's really a central edge location to have people coming from the Cape, people coming, say, from Providence, Fall River, the Bedford area, Taunton itself, Brockton's right down the street, Boston. It's really a good location if you want to get everyone in. And a lot of people aren't too happy about driving into Boston and paying for parking, and people just don't want to bail with the traffic. So they'd rather just come to a place like Middleborough and even to eat at their restaurants or it's really good location, and plus the commuter rail's here too.
Absolutely.
We're gonna whistle stop here in Middleborough.
All right, we're gonna take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we are gonna talk about Thanksgiving, Sacred Heart Food Pantry, and Thanksgiving, Thanksgiving football. Thanksgiving is Sacred Heart Food Pantry, and Christmas Sacred Heart Food Pantry events coming up. So we'll have a little quick sports segment when we come back as well. So we'll be right back here on Middleborough in Review, 1530 AM, 99.7 FM, WVBF. We'll be right back.
We did mention at the beginning of the show we were going to talk a little bit about my Florida trip. So I'll be real quick. I'm just gonna. I'm gonna. I talked Brightline. So
Talk Brightline. Yeah.
I'll just be 1 minute.
Yep. Talk Brightline.
All right.
So,
a little bit. Don't forget, because you did mention that.
I did.
You just want to make sure.
I
you
just realized I did.
You have to sit through.
Yep. I just realized I did.
Because you're like Bill. Oh, if I was a guy, this.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, Bill, you're right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Bill. Well, he's got a point.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
All right. What do I got here going? What do we got going?
COVID-19 vaccines are safe and effective at preventing infection, hospitalization, and death.
Let me do this.
People who get COVID-19
Let me do the
are
NFL.
unvaccinated.
NFL
However,
sports stuff real fast.
After I pick you up, want to go check out?
Some people
You want to go check out the progress on
on South Coast Rail?
Yeah.
Yes.
Why don't
Yes. Let's do that.
maybe we can do some interviews too.
Yeah.
We can talk to somebody through the phone.
Yeah.
Get some lunch somewhere. We'll go to we'll get a sub at what's the place?
Not Pavetti's.
That fully vaccinated people wear a mask indoors in public if they are in an area of substantial or high transmission. You might choose to mask regardless of the level of community
Check
transmission.
out
And if you need
Thursday's
clarification,
games.
please visit
I don't care about
cdc.gov.
today's games.
Hey, everybody. This is Tony Lopes. Just to let you know that Coffee with Tony can now be
You still gotta
heard
do the market, right?
Tuesdays, 9 to
Commercial?
12.
The
and
what?
Wednesdays,
You know,
9 to
give
11.
Eddie's Market.
Best talk
I
in
did.
Southeastern
You did it? When did you do that?
right here
The
on
beginning.
AM 1530
All 3 commercials in the beginning?
Yeah, I did it at the beginning of this ad. Of this ad break.
Oh,
I did it.
I
What?
forget.
Coletti's Market.
Calais. We're still gonna sub at Calais, I think. And then we'll go.
I might get some chicken.
Alright, yeah. So we can go there and get some to
Do
eat.
that. Yeah.
And 99.7 FM.
Combat
Some
Veterans
chicken
Just
strips.
go there instead of the other
is an
usual
association
suspects.
of combat
Yeah.
veterans
You know what I mean?
I got it.
from the
Yep.
United
Just
States
go
I
there.
get it.
Food's much better.
who ride motorcycles as a hobby.
You're not gonna die of
Our
cholesterol.
mission is to support those who have defended our country and
Who's
freedom.
on? Anybody still?
Our focus is to help
Someone's
provide
watching.
a warm meal, clothing, shelter, and guidance.
I'll check in a
Or
minute.
simply to say thank you and welcome home. We have members from nearly
Call this guy today.
50 states
Get
and
some-
living abroad.
Should give this guy a call.
Members continue
Yeah.
to serve in our armed forces, with several serving in combat areas now. We sponsor and or participate in many motorcycle-related charity events each year, and as a nonprofit organization, donate to various veteran care facilities and veteran charities.
Alright, I'm gonna do sports segment real fast. That should take me 2 minutes, and then do your thing 2 minutes.
Yeah, 2 minutes.
And then
CVMA.
what else did I say I was gonna do?
.org.
I don't remember now.
You said
Oh,
you wanna do sports.
Sacred Heart Food Pantry. I gotta
Right,
do.
right.
Sacred Heart Food Pantry. I gotta do.
Don't forget that.
Yeah, because
Well, no,
that's
do that.
gonna. That's gonna.
I'll do that right before you did history, and then.
All right. Hold on 1 second. Okay, we're back here on Middleboro Review. Real quick, Don wants to talk about the Florida thing, but hold on 1 second because we gotta do sports. Thursday, Thanksgiving. A lot of sports going on. Bears and Lions, 12:30 p.m. start. This is NFL. Raiders, Cowboys, 4:30 p.m. start. And then Bills and Saints are the nightcap, 8:20 p.m. A Thursday night football game, which is going to be a very good one. The Bills and the Saints. So those are the 3 games that are going to happen on Thanksgiving. A lot going on Thanksgiving for the NFL, and a lot going on today. Patriots don't play today because they already played. They played on Thursday. The MLS. Big games yesterday. Philadelphia Union shock the New York Red Bulls 1-0. And Sporting KC defeated Vancouver 3-1. Today's games, New York City FC and Atlanta United. Portland and Minnesota. Tomorrow's, Tuesday's games, Nashville and Orlando City. Seattle Sounders and Real Salt Lake. So there's some games coming up in the next couple of days which are going to be very important to watch. Alright, that is our sports segment. Let's turn it over to Don.
I flew into Melbourne, Florida, and I got to look at the downtown area, and Brightline is working its way up from West Palm Beach. They should be done with the project sometime in 2022. Not too sure when. I think late 20, well, maybe a year from now. And the doubling the tracks, and I'm not sure what the station's going to be, but at Cocoa Beach, they're on the Florida East Coast Railroad. They're using that right away, but then they go over 95, and they have a right of way all the way to Orlando Airport. And the train's got to be able to reach 120 miles an hour. On the section where the Florida East Coast Railroad is, they're limited to 79 miles an hour because of the grade crossings all along from Miami up to Cocoa. But there's going to be no grade crossings between Cocoa Beach and Orlando Airport. And just seeing the construction, I was excited to see it because it's, oh my God, this is something that's really going to work. And now there's talk about running it from Orlando Airport to Tampa and maybe Lakeland between there. But there's also squabbling between all the Disney, SeaWorld, Universal Studios, all the attractions. They want the train to go through their part of the area, which is it kind of takes the whole thing out of high-speed rail if you have too many stops in the Orlando area. So at some point, I think they got to be pushing on to Tampa. What I suggest, and this is just a suggestion, is to have a shuttle train from Orlando Airport do a loop and cover all that area. So when people get to Orlando Airport, it's more of like a local train, and then the Bright Line headed off to Tampa could be more of an express run. So if they were going to run trains, say from Miami, one seat ride to Walt Disney World, which would be the logical idea because it's probably the biggest park there. But you can get off at Disney World and do a loop. You can do a loop train and loop you all around like a big circle. And it'll be more like a local situation, but the idea of rail would be better for the environment and everything else because who wants to get on a bus and sit in traffic on I-4? It's a nightmare. So I'm really excited, and we'll see what happens there. But I think that's going to be a template for the whole country as far as high-speed rail. We're going to see how this works out. And the diesel trains, because they, it's too much money to electrify. But I mean, they're low-emission trains. So I think that if that works out good, you're going to see more cities and more people are going to be. Rail's going to be cool again, and people are, people want their cars and their vehicles. I understand that, but I'd rather take the train in. I'd rather take a train into Boston than drive. This is me.
All right, so we'll have more updates on Brightline.
Brightline
at some point.
Brightline.
I mean, it's a
I'm excited about Brightline.
It's a working project right
awesome.
now. And
if I had an hour to talk about it, but I'm getting a hairy eyeball look over here.
Okay, so let's do some talk about Food Pantry.
Yeah.
So Giving Tree program signups began last month, October 20th, and they will end. The signups will end on the 27th of November. Each eligible child ages birth to high school will receive 3 Christmas gifts of clothing or toys. To sign up, you must bring birth certificate for each child, proof of residency in Carver, Lakeville, Middleboro, or Rochester, proof of guardianship, bring suggested gift items and sizes. Sign up hours. It will be at the Food Pantry, 53 Oak Street, Middleboro. Access through back of the building. Saturday through Wednesday, 8:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. First and third, second and fourth. The first and third, 8:30 to 10:30 a.m. and the second to fourth, 4 to 6 p.m. So that is coming up. Your days are limited to sign up for the Giving Tree program. Just a couple days left. It will happen. They'll end next Saturday. And Steak Tart Food Pantry offering Thanksgiving meals. So the Thanksgiving meals. So that's going to be starting up. It has in a few days. The meals will be distributed. The meals are going to be distributed from the Food Pantry on Tuesday, November 23rd, between 9 a.m. and 6 p.m. Signups will begin at the Food Pantry October 23rd from 8:30 to 11 a.m. and continue anytime the Food Pantry is open. I'm not sure. Yes, yesterday was the last day to register for a Thanksgiving meal. So these meals will be distributed Tuesday, November 23rd. Again, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. For the Steak Tart Food Pantry Thanksgiving meals. You'll get frozen turkey, stuffing, cranberry sauce, potatoes, vegetables, gravy, dinner rolls, pies, and some other things as well. All right, so that is the Food Pantry stuff for today.
And I want to thank all the volunteers who work at the Food Pantry and all the management and everyone who puts that together for people in need. Selfless act. It's we need people like that. people step up to the plate to help people, and everyone's doing their part to help your neighbor.
So, Don, I have a trivia question for you.
Mm-hmm.
What state had the first female United States senator?
What state?
What state?
No clue.
Rebecca Latimer Felton of Georgia takes the oath of office, becoming the first female United States senator on this day in 1922.
Wow.
1620, Plymouth colony settlers signed the Mayflower Compact, which is like one of the first big pieces of, documents, of laws and things along that. It's just really important, a really important document.
Almost like a mini constitution.
Yeah, it's like a mini constitution. It's like one of the most important documents of early America.
Right.
They
probably use that as a template to to write up the American one.
Absolutely. 1942, the completion of the Alaska Highway, also known as the Alcan Highway, is celebrated. However, the highway is not usable by standard road vehicles until 1943. So yeah, that's an interesting one.
They built that for the war. They built that so they can transport mostly airplanes. They fly it over to Russia from Alaska to help out the Soviet Union at the time. They were in tough shape, so that was our supply line from the United States to the Soviets. They built that road pretty much for them.
All right. Birthdays. Harold Ramis, American actor, director, producer, and screenwriter. Egon from Ghostbusters.
He passed, right?
He passed, yes. Yep. He passed on. Just a great actor.
He was in Stripes, though. He was Bill Murray's roommate. That was awesome.
He will be best known for Egon or Ghostbusters. Those first two films. Yeah. Just an absolutely fantastic actor. He made that role work. That role is just a great movie. It was a goofy movie, both movies, but he made it work. He's such a great actor, and we will miss him. 1969, Ken Griffey Jr., American baseball player and actor, son of Ken Griffey, who is another fantastic baseball player as well. 1972, Rain Phoenix, part of the Phoenix family. And deaths on this day, David Cassidy, American singer, songwriter, and guitarist. So that'll do it for today's program. We are out of time, and hope everyone enjoyed today's program. We'll be back next week, November the 28th, for the final Middleboro Review in November.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. Have a great Thursday and a great week. And also tune in on 10 a.m. on Thursday for a Thanksgiving football game here on WVBF. And I'll also be doing the news. So tune in at 7. We'll be on from 7 to 10. Or 7 to 9 with the news. 9 to 10 will be Jim DuPont, and then football. Thanksgiving football, 10 to whenever it's over. So we'll be back. We'll be back next Sunday. Bye-bye, everybody.
Broadcasting live from the Taunton Federal Credit Union Studios.
Refresh that.
We are AM 1530, WVBF, Middleboro, Taunton, and W259DD, Middleboro Center, 99.7 FM, your hometown radio station.
Bye-bye, everybody. Have a great week.